We want to get right to a special report on Pope Francis passing away. Let's go there now.
This is a CBS News special report on this Easter Monday, the death of Pope Francis. I'm Tony DeCopel in New York. We are reflecting on the life and the legacy after the Vatican announced just 2 hours ago that Pope Francis died this morning. Francis had appeared in public less than 24 hours earlier, blessing a thrilled Easter Sunday crowd in St. Peter's Square. 88 years old, the Pope was, of course, recovering from a case of double pneumonia that put him in the hospital for more than a month. In a moment, we're going to talk to Chris Livesay, who is live in Rome. But first, Nora O'Donnell, who we're lucky to have here. She interviewed Francis at the Vatican almost exactly a year ago. Nora, good morning. Your reactions.
Yeah, good morning to you, Tony. That's right. You know, he was called the People's Pope. And remarkable to wake up this morning and realize he has passed on this Easter Monday. You know, Pope Francis led the Roman Catholic Church for more than 12 years. Throughout that time, I guess you could consider his papacy as someone who reached out to groups that have been overlooked, marginalized throughout the church history. And this was just one way his papacy set a strikingly different tone.
The Holy Father set the tone with his first official act as Pope, reversing a centuries-old tradition. I want to ask you a favor, he said. Before the bishop blesses the people, I ask that you would pray to the Lord to bless me. He named himself after Francis of Assisi, a saint known for his simplicity and humility. The first pope to hail from the Americas, the first Jesuit pope said he wanted a poorer church, one that would include the excluded, rather than living in the lavish papal apartments where popes have lived for hundreds of years. He set an example by choosing to live at the Santa Marta, a simple guest house on Vatican grounds.
What an honor.
That's where we met him in April 2024. His desire to reach out to ordinary people sent the bulletproof Pope-mobiles into storage. I cannot greet people from inside a sardine can, Francis famously explained, even if it is made of glass. He'd become one of the most popular public figures in the world, regularly speaking up for the voiceless, especially migrants and refugees. During his papacy, he was faced with a wave of clerical sex abuse scandals that stretched to the very highest levels of the church. He was accused at first of being tone deaf in his slow response to the crisis. But then, in 2019, the Pope made sweeping changes to allow for greater accountability and transparency and abolish the top-level confidentiality of pontifical secret.
You have said zero tolerance.
It cannot be tolerated. When there is a case of a religious man or woman who abuses, the full force of the law falls upon them. In this, there has been a great deal of progress.
A few weeks after we interviewed Francis, it was reported that he used a homophobic slur in 2 private meetings. But in his more than a decade as Pope, he voiced support for bringing the LGBTQ community into the church. That push started aboard a papal flight just months into his tenure. Who am I to judge, he said. Hailing from South America, Pope Francis's simple style was a product of his humble beginnings. Jorge Mario Bergoglio was born in 1936 in Buenos Aires to an immigrant Italian railway worker and a housewife. As a young man, he lost part of a lung to an infection. He was ordained at the late age of 32. Francis claimed he only brought a small bag to the conclave that elected him because he expected to be going back home to Argentina.
Do you like when you are called the People's Pope?
El Papa de la gente.
Instead, he became one of the oldest popes in history, having traveled to more than 60 countries and keeping a busy schedule until the final days of his life.
What do you hope your legacy is?
I never really thought about it. The church is the legacy. The church not only through the Pope, but through you, through every Christian, through everyone. Personally, I get on the bandwagon of the church and its legacy for all.
mean that the church is for everybody?
Para todos.
Yes, for everybody.